meeting. So I hope others will quickly join also. Are we all there now? We can hear, right? Mr. Fred, can you hear me, please? Hello, Timothy, can you hear me? Please let me know you can hear me so I can continue quickly, please. I have 40 minutes for this session or so before we would still come back. Please, they're still trying to join, okay? Timothy, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Fred, can you hear me, please? Hello, sir, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Just type I can hear you so I can proceed, please. We don't have much time. Just type, go to the chat box and type I can hear you. If you can, just go there, type, I'll see the message and then we can proceed quickly. Just go there and type.
I can hear you. I can.
Okay. 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 The network is really messing things up here. Okay, I'll just proceed. Others will, I think they're trying to come back. I'll just proceed before that happens. So let me share my screen again so that we can continue from there. So I said I was trying to explain the fact that the value of a PIP depends largely on the amount of currency you are trading or the amount of unit you are trading. In the currency market, pardon this typographical errors there. In the currency market, trading is done in a set of units, and each unit comes in 4 major lot sizes. Each unit comes in 4 major lot sizes. That's where the unit comes. And so if you are trading with a unit of currency, what you need to actually keep in mind is the lot size. With this, you'll be able to know the value of a PIP in that particular lot size. Once you're able to keep that in mind, that explains why we studied all of those. Now, lot sizes and value of PIP. Now, we have 4 major lot sizes. We have the standard lot, we have the mini lot, we have the micro lot, and then we have the nano lot. All of these will go into applications and see how they work, how the trading dynamics operate with all of these lots and all of these lot sizes. So the standard, the mini, the micro, and the nano. Now, what is the size of a standard lot? So if I am trading on a standard lot, how many units of currency am I controlling, or am I eligible to hold in a standard lot? I'll be holding 100,000 units of currency for a standard lot. And the value per PIP in a standard lot is $10. If I'm working on a mini lot, that means I'll be holding 10,000 units of currency, which is equivalent to $1 in value. If I'm trading on a micro lot, that means I'm controlling 1,000 units of currency, like 1,000 units of currency is equivalent to 10 cents. Then the nano is not an issue. We can afford to overlook the nano. So the first 3 are major, which is the standard lot, the mini lot, the micro lot, then the nano. Just for you to know, you control 100 units of currency there, and then the value of a pip in the nano lot is equal to 1 penny. These are things we need to know. Now, it must always be noted that the lot sizes are peculiar to currency pairs. That word is ending with the USD. Okay. So, however, the variance in other pairs is relatively significant. So, we can use this as a way of giving a general concept for all other currency pairs. But this basically is what we have for any pair that has the US dollar, either as a base or as a quote currency. As long as it has US dollar as one of the pairs, these lot sizes becomes applicable. And I'm using this for my explanation because the US dollar is the most traded currency pair in the Forex market. So let's proceed. How do we calculate the value of it? In this section, our focus is to know how to calculate the amount of money we have either gained or lost based on the value of it for every rise or fall in the market. Let's look at the case study. If I was trading the euro versus dollar pair at a quote value of 1.080, and I traded 100,000 units, which is a single unit standard lot. Now, let me go back to that table of the lot size and show you something. Now, here we have the standard lot. I can control up to 100,000 units. Now, that means I can control more than that. But whatever I'm going to control in standard lot must be in multiples of 100,000 units. What I mean is that I can control 200,000 units here in standard lot. I also control 300,000 units of currency. I can control as many units I want to control, but it has to be in multiples of 100,000 units of currency. So for this one here now, it will be called a single unit standard lot, because the smallest unit of currency I can control here is 100,000 units. And go higher than this, but it mustn't go lower than this. And if it goes higher, it must go higher in multiples of 100,000. That is about this one. So imagine I'm dealing with 500,000 units of currency. That basically is under the standard lot and is equivalent to 5 unit lot sizes. So the value per pip that I'm going to have if I were trading under that value will simply be 50 US dollars. Why? Because a single unit standard lot is 100,000 units and is equal to 10 US dollars. Now, if it is double units, it will be equal to 10 US dollars times 2. Is triple unit or a unit by 4 or unit by 5. I'll keep multiplying the value per pip by the number of units of currency I'm trading under that lot. So with that taken, let's move to that other phase now. So if I was trading the euro versus dollar pair at a quote value of 1.0802, and I traded 100,000 units, which is a single unit standard lot, and decided to take my profit once the quote value rises to 1.0902, how much profit have I gained? If while I was looking at the trade market and kept observing the change in the trend, the change in the quote, and the increment got to this point, 1.0902, and I decide to stop my trading there and take my profit there, how much will I have gained? That means, don't forget, it has risen from 1.0802 to 1.0902. So how much will I have gained here? So how do I get that? Important points to always remember. One, I traded 100,000 units of currency. So this is a single unit standard lot. Each in a standard lot of the dollar pair is worth 10 US dollars. That means any rise or fall in pip of the standard lot equals 10 US dollars. So now what's the equation? The equation becomes number of pip times value per pip based on the lot size times the number of lot size. So I'll take it again. The number of pip times the value of pip based on the lot size now times the number of lot sizes. So in the case study, I had now if you notice the movement from 1.0802 to 1.0902 is actually a change on the third column from left to right. That means there is a movement, there's an increment from 8 to 9. And we saw that on the table of values, a movement on the third column under the US dollar pair is equivalent to 100 pip. Keep that in mind, 100 pip. If it moved on the value of 2, it will be a single pip. If it moves on the value of 0, it will be a pip value of 10. Now it's moving on the value of 8 from 8 to 9. Other ones didn't move. So 8 moved to 9. That gave me 100 pip. So let's calculate quickly. Now should I have 100 pip because of the of movement times 10? Why? 10 is the value per pip under the standard lot. And then how many units am I trading here now? How many units of the standard lot am I trading? I'm trading a single unit because I'm controlling 100,000 units of currency, which is equal to a single unit standard lot. That means this multiplication give me 1,000 US dollars. So if I were trading a 4 standard lot, that means I will be controlling 400,000 units of currency, and my profit will be 100 times 10 times 4. What changed is the last digit. Why? Because I am now trading 4-unit standard lot. 4-unit standard lot. That's what I'm trading now. So multiply it by 100, which is a change in the third column, times 10 US dollar, which is the value per pip in the standard lot, and 4. That will give me 4,000 US dollars. And let's look at a layman's explanation. Imagine Mr. Peter goes to Mr. James, which is a forex broker, to buy euros in exchange for his dollar. What happens is that Mr. James gives Mr. Peter euro and collects Mr. Peter's dollar. So for each euro that Mr. Peter receives, take note, for each euro that Mr. Peter receives, Mr. Peter is going to take euro. He has dollar right now. That means he has moved from a country where they spend dollar to a country where they spend euro. So what's he going to do? He's going to sell his dollar in exchange for euro so that he can spend there. So Mr. James now gives Mr. Peter euro and collect Mr. Peter's dollar. Don't forget, in this exchange, there is a good value which both of them must keep in mind. Now, for each euro that Mr. Peter receives, what happens? It pays $1.0802. So in the end, Mr. Peter will pay $1.0802 times 100,000 units, because what he wants to collect now is 100,000 units of euro from Mr. James. So Mr. Peter now we have to give him a single unit in euro will be equivalent to 1.080 value in US dollar. So Mr. Peter is going to give Mr. James this value, 1.0802 times 100,000 times 100,000 to Mr. James. So Mr. Peter now has 100,000 US dollars, while Mr. James has 108,020 dollars. So we have, if Mr. Peter returns to Mr. James to request for his dollars, he finds out that the new exchange rate is now $1.0902 a euro. What happens? He will receive $109,020 and returns what? 100,000 euros. So what has happened? He has made a profit of $1,000 in that exchange, because the market continuously fluctuates. So he will go back. Now, there may be instances where he will go back and the quote value would have dropped below what it was as at the time the initial transaction took place. And he will still need to exchange the currency. He might choose not to exchange it at that point and wait for the value to go up a little bit more so you can make a profit. But if there's a need for him to exchange it at that point, he's going to run at a loss because the value, the new exchange value is below the former exchange value. That is taken. So we move now to trading in mini lot sizes. If I was trading a mini lot size of 3 lot size, then I will be holding 30,000 euros at a cost of 30,406 US dollars. Remember, in a mini lot, one lot size is 10,000 units of the base currency and has a peak value of $1 US. So if the market price goes up from 1.0802 to 1.0902, then I will be making a profit of 100 times 1 times 3. What's going on? 100 becomes the value of PIP in the column where there was a change. The movement happened on the third column where 8 has increased to 9. So what happened now is that is equal to 100 pips times 1. Why? Because the value of a pip on the mini lot is $1 times 3. Why 3? Because I'm actually trading a 3 lot size, which is equivalent to 30,000 US dollars. If I was trading a single lot size, it will be 10,000 US dollars. A double lot size will be 20,000. But in this case, we are looking at an instance of 3 lot sizes, which is equal to 30,000 euros. So with that in mind, it means that a profit of 300 US dollars will be made. Or with 30,000 euros in my possession, I can decide to sell this to the broker at the current exchange rate of 1.0902. This will be 1.0902 times 30,000, which means I'm going to be having 32,706 US dollars. So I'll be making a profit of 30,000 US dollars. That is moving from 32,406 to 32,706, just the difference of fraction. Meaning that as at the time when I bought, what happened was that I paid $32,406 and I held on to 30,000 euros. Now I want to sell. And at the point when I'm selling, the market value has risen. And when I sold the same 10,000 euros in my possession, I made a value of 32,706 US dollars. That means I have gotten more than I spent at the initial stage. And the value of my profit within this ratio becomes 300 US dollars. This is essentially how the profit is made, and is also how the loss is made. So if you came back and there is a drop in the quote value and you want to sell, so you must remember that you're going to be running at a loss. So that is taken. So remember, no matter the lot size you are trading or the number of lot size you are trading, the equation doesn't change. Whether it is a standard lot, mini lot, micro lot, or even a nano lot. So just a recap, the lot sizes, the table for the lot sizes, standard lot, you control 100,000 units of currency, value per pip is 10 US dollars, mini lot, you control 10,000 units of currency, value per pip is $1 US, micro lot and nano lot. You need this information because once you are ready to start your trading, these are the things you're going to be working with. You're going to keep these things in mind so you don't make wrong decisions and wrong calculations. The question of calculation still does not change. Number of pip times value per pip based on the lot size times the number of lot size. So let's move on. So interestingly, you can meet some forex brokers who will allow you to determine your own lot size, depending on how much percentage of your account value you wish to trade. So you have the privilege of deciding a couple of random lot sizes by yourself. This will be discussed in another meeting actually. So we won't look at that now. We'll just focus on the major lot sizes. We will take this on much later. Our focus here is to understand the basics first. However, if you are already trading, brokers such as MT4, then the explanations given on the 4 lot sizes will suffice. So keep in mind that the reason we are learning about PIP calculation is because we are interested in knowing how much of risks we are willing to take in terms of our profits and losses are taken. So quickly, we have seen a few things regarding that. I will be taking us on a major part now, which is the leverage. But I will basically start this part of illustration. It gets a little bit complex as you proceed. So I'm going to lay the foundation for this concept, the leverage, and then we will pick up from here as we look into other aspect of it and understand a little bit more about it. So I will just explain what the leverage is and how it works, and we see some dynamics around it. So the concept of using other people's money to enter a transaction is a good one if the outcome of the transaction is a profit. So in this session, we will explore the benefit of using borrowed capital for trading and examine why employing leverage in your forex trading strategy can be a double-edged sword. So I use the word double-edged sword, and I will explain that now. Say, for instance, you want to buy a property worth 100,000 US dollars, but all you have now is just $20,000. So the mortgage bank comes to you and offers you the option of depositing your 20K, which is $20,000, while they give you that 100K. But in doing this, they will sign a deal that whenever you decide to sell the property, you will refund them their 100K, irrespective of the amount you sold that property. So what this means basically is that the mortgage bank comes to you and gives you this amount that you need to buy that property, probably for a business purpose. So you buy the property, and then all you had was 20,000. So they gave you 100, but you deposited 20,000. So in the end, when you decide to sell the property, they don't care how much you sell the property. Your only concern would be at the point of selling this property, the market value of the property must be such that when you make sales, you will not only generate the 100,000 value for the mortgage bank, you will also generate more than it, which comes back to you as a profit. Because if eventually the market price of that property falls below what it was at the point of purchase, why? At the point of purchase now, it is actually $100,000. That means if you're going to sell it, anything below $100,000, you should know you're going to incur it because you won't even be able to have enough money to pay the mortgage bank. But good thing would be if you are able to sell this same property for a value that is more than $100,000. That means obviously you're going to make a profit, haven't paid the mortgage bank back their money. So I have a table here to illustrate that the negative side of the deal. Let's assume the value of that property drops by 50%, which means the old value was $100,000. Now the new price will be $50,000. What has happened to you? You have lost 50,000 and you are now in debt since you're owing the mortgage bank $100,000. What you have now is 50,000. Don't forget, you deposited 20,000. And what you have currently is 50,000. What you lost is 50,000, which you've actually lost more than you committed at the beginning. So this is going to be a very serious situation for you. But look at the other side of it. If the property rose by 50%, the new price of that property, which was 100,000 at the point when you struck the deal, is now 150,000. Can you imagine? So you have made a profit of $50,000, and what you have as a profit now, actual profit will be 30,000 because what you parted with at the initial stage was 20,000. Now you have 50,000 in your possession because you would have paid the mortgage bank the 100,000 effortlessly, and you have 50,000 in your possession. That means you have made a profit, and you have 30K more than your initial deposit of 20K. So what is leverage? Leverage involves borrowing a certain amount of money needed to invest in something. And in the case of Forex, money is usually borrowed from a broker. Now, Forex trading does offer high leverage in the sense that for an initial margin requirement, a trader can build up and control a huge amount of money. I'm going to explain all of this. Proceed. So, but just keep in mind that money is usually borrowed from a broker, and you are allowed to trade with that money, hoping that at the end of the day, you're going to make a profit, which will cover the money you've borrowed and still afford you some balance for yourself, which comes to you as a profit. So keep in mind that this actually happens on two sides. You can have more and you can also have less. So going forward, we have that I mentioned something vital there, and I want to explain. I underlined it, the initial margin. So what is the initial margin? Let's see. Initial margin is the percentage of the purchase price of a security that must be covered by cash or collateral when using a margin count. So in the case of the property, you needed to provide 20% of whatever was the cost of the house. In this case, I presented the fact that the property is a house. The cost of the house before a deal can be struck with the bank. So this 20% compulsory deposit by you is the initial margin. So in a layman's term, the mortgage bank will tell you this house is worth $100,000, but you would need to deposit 20% of that 100,000. Then we will now give you the property. We will now give you the 100,000. You can go get the property, or you can go trade with 100,000. After you've given us 20,000, go and make your trade. But keep in mind that at the end of the day, you will not give us 80,000 because you gave us 20K now. No, what you're going to give us at the end of the day will still be the 100,000 that we have given to you. So you have two things to achieve. First of all, you have to ensure that your 20,000 naira that you paid doesn't go without you making a profit on it. And you must also ensure that you are able to generate the money for the payment of the mortgage bank. That's 100,000. So if technically at the end of the day you sold the house and you got 120,000, it's fine. You didn't make any profit and you didn't run at any loss. It means you just give them back their 100,000 and you save your 20,000. But if you made something as much as say 200,000 or even 150,000 by selling that house, you're going to give the mortgage bank their 100,000 naira the 100,000 US dollars back, and then you will keep your remaining balance or your remaining value, which is about $50,000, and then you've made an extra profit of 30,000 beyond your 20,000 that you actually committed in the first instance. That's how this works. So we go straight to types of leverage. Types of leverage. Types of leverage. We have are the basic types where the forex brokers will give you these concepts, these leverage values. We have 1 to 10, and then the initial down payment or buying power, if you're working under a ratio of 1 to 10, will be 10,000, which is 10K, or you have 1 to 20, which is 20K, or you have 1 to 50, or 1 to 100. So these are the four basic types of leverage that you have. So you have 1 to 10, and if you're working under this leverage ratio, what you need to deposit is going to be a multiple of tens of thousands under this ratio. Or you're working with 1 to 20, you have a minimum of 20,000 to deposit under this before the forex broker or the mortgage bank can release the funds to you. Or if it's 1 to 50, you still have that. And then, or you're working with 1 to 100, and you have $400,000 or naira or whatever currency you're working with to deposit. So each of these means that you have your account and the leverage you are getting a buying power. So if I have 1,000 US dollars in my account and I wish to go for 1 to 10 leverage, which is equal to 1 to 10, then I have 10,000 US dollars buying power. There's an omission there. Then I have 10,000 US dollar buying power. That is, if I have 1,000 now and I'm able to commit that, that means the forex broker or the mortgage bank have the liberty of giving me 10,000 US dollars for me to possess to go get my property or to trade if we are working under this leverage. And so if we have so the power of the leverage is that it can allow you to make a huge sum of money in the case of a positive market trend. It also hurt you badly and cause you to blow your account if you make a wrong choice and get trapped in the margin call. I'll come back to the margin call later. So to understand how leverage works, let's investigate how leverage doesn't work. So let's first of all get to know how what happens if I'm trading and I'm not having a leverage. I'm just trading with whatever I have without any support either from the forex broker or from the mortgage bank. What happens? Let's assume I have enough money to buy 1,000 units of currency in my account without leverage. And this means I can buy 1,000 units of currency under the micro lot size. Keep that in mind. The micro lot size is actually 1,000 units of currency and it has a value per pip of $1. Now, so we have that for micro lot size. This also means that for every rise or fall in pip, I will gain or lose 1 cent. It also implies that looking at the risk in terms of the amount I can lose before blowing up my account, I will have to lose 1,000 pips. That's if I'm working without leverage now. So I have a large room of trading to do before blowing up my account. Imagine I have to lose up to 1,000 pips. That will not happen in a very short while because the number of pips we're looking at here is large. So it is enough for me to either stop my trading or to hope for a rise in the market. Compared to when I have very few amount of pips to lose, which can happen within a very short while. This explains why people actually lose their money within a day of trading, simply because they dabble into the leverage concept without properly understanding how it works. And then not knowing that when you go into the leverage, one of the things it does is that it drastically reduces the number of pips you have to lose before your account get liquidated. So if you have a very short number of pips to lose, then that is not good for you. It's not good for you. It is good you have a large amount of pips to lose so you still have time to spread your patience and still observe the market trends. And then you can decide to stop or you can actually hold on and see the market improve. And in most cases, the market will eventually improve. And then you can recover all that might have been lost in the process. Whereas if you go for the leverage, it drastically reduces the number of tips you have to lose before the market goes off and then before your account runs empty. And then that can happen in a very short while before you even realize what is going on. So that's one of the things we are going to be looking at now. So without leverage, you have the advantage of that is that you have a large room to operate. You have a large number of tips to operate before there can be a loss of your funds. So okay, someone said you can't hear me. Oh, sorry, Kwebuka, you can't hear me. Sorry. Can you hear me now? If you can hear me now, please. I think it's from your end, not my end. Just from your end, you should check your end properly. If you can't hear me, others can hear me. So please check your end properly. Thank you. We'll get back to me quickly so I will know. So now we've looked at how leverage doesn't work. But let's look at how leverage works now. So if I have 1,000 US dollars in my account and go for 1 to 50 ratio of leverage, what it means is that with 1,000 US dollar deposit in my account, I have a purchasing power of 50,000 US dollars. Actually, the broker will give me 50,000 US dollars, which means I can control up to 50,000 units of currency. That's a huge one. Okay. So for each $1, I have a maximum of $50 I can trade with. I mean, for each $1 I'm willing to part with, the Forex broker is willing to give me $50 for each $. I am willing, I can deposit. They are willing to give me $50 to trade with. So the $50K is equivalent to 5 mini lot sizes. Don't forget, we are working at 1,000 value, which means I have 1,000 value is for the mini lot, not 100,000 and not 10,000. So for this 1,000 is the mini lot size. And so I have, since I can deposit $1, I have the privilege of having up to $50 from my broker, which I can trade with. And so this is equivalent to 5 mini lot sizes. Now, in the bracket, I said 1 minute lot is equivalent to 10,000 units of currency. Don't forget, I have $1,000, but they are giving me 50,000. That means by giving me this 50,000, I'm already operating on a mini lot size. That means 50,000 US dollars gives me a value of 5 mini lot sizes, where a mini lot size is equal to 10,000 units of currency. So unlike the case of the no leverage, here I have a pip value of $5 per pip. In a mini lot size, each pip is worth $1, but I am trading 5 mini lot sizes. So this is a huge sum of money. If there is an increase in the quote value, I can actually make so much money here. Now, on the surface level, it looks like an excellent deal, yes, since you can make up to $5 per pip compared to the micro lot size, where I can only make 1 cent per pip. Now, but unfortunately, this will be a wrong move for beginners, since you are expected to experience some losses. It is expected to run at a loss at the beginning, since you're still trying to experiment one or two things. So, but it would be unwise to jump at this offer. It would be unwise to start your trading with the leverage, because you might not understand the dynamics around it so well, and then you will dabble into it and it can really, really hurt you. So a quick advice would be that you don't consider this. But another concept is, if you're willing to learn this well, there are ways to control these emergencies around the use of leverage. Now, I said it will be unwise to jump at this offer, which offer the offer of the leverage, which the broker is willing to offer. It will not be very wise to jump at it. There's a reason for that, and here is the reason. Here's the reason why you shouldn't jump at that offer. And because you are using leverage, the key thing to note is that the number of people you will lose before your account reaches zero is quite small. I said that earlier. It's quite small. Okay, and this places you on a high risk. So remember that we had 1,000 pips to lose when we had no leverage. Now, with leverage and trading a 5 mini lot size, I will lose. What will I lose now? I'm going to lose the amount I'm committing, which is 1,000 US dollar, divided by the value of pips in the lot I am currently operating on. And because the forex broker is giving me 50,000 US dollars, which automatically places me on the mini lot, and it is 5 mini lot, and I have 5 pips a lot, or per pip rather, I will now have a value of 1,000 divided by 5. And that gives me 200 pips. So can you see now? If I wasn't using the leverage, I have 1,000 pips to lose before my account reaches zero. Now that I'm working with a leverage, and it seems I'm going to make more money, but I have a very, very limited number of pips. That means the time duration that I can actually watch the market trend is quite small. You see now, the opportunity